What's good, guys? Back again with another video. Basically today we're going to maybe assemble the block. I got the new crank, I got all the new parts out, so I have to get the cylinders wiped down because I got them honed, so they have a little surface rust. So let me show you guys everything. Alright, this how all the new parts looking. Everything to do with the head is not clean yet. That'll be the last thing. If you guys remember the head in the video, how dirty it was, I let this soak in my parts cleaner, and like almost all the carbon and stuff came off. So gotta get this everything disassembled and then take out the valves. I got new valves right there. So we got new rods. This kit come together, everything in one piece. Head gasket, everything, seals, timing chain, pistons, rods, bearings, valves, everything in one kit for like $160. It's a new crank, and ready, polished, ready to go. I gotta degrease and clean off from the grease they put on. So I gotta take a rag, wipe it down, and blow off all the holes. Make sure everything is clean. And then the block here, I got the cylinders honed, but you know, I wash it off, and then this little surface rust. So the block look way better than how it was. Let me flip it over. See, remember all here was dirty, and look how it looks. I'm happy with it, and I think the block is ready to be assembled. Just have to do final cleaning all in here and get that silicone out. Blow all the holes, take brake cleaner, spray in the threads, let it sit, blow that out, blow everything out, take out all the silicone and the threads. Probably could run a tread chaser in and get all the holes cleaned up. And I did broke like probably 3 bolts in this block. One here for the water pump, I got that fixed. And then the bottom cover, the one for the alternator, the AC compressor was broken. I got those out, I put some heat and then basically clean it off. And then I got this cleaned up best as I can. Just got to scrape off that gasket. But yeah, other than that, bottom end should be able to assemble today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything ready. And then too, I thought these were like regular pistons. Basically, you gotta press this in like a D series. You don't have a clip. So thank God I got a press. So I'll be using this today and make sure I don't damage the piston. I'll use a piece of wood, and then just make sure I put oil and press everything in even, and then should be good to go. But yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and start assembling the block. Get the bearings in, get the rust clean, and then we should be good to go. So let's go. Also guys, I forgot to mention, when you get these cranks brand new, do not throw away the old one. Basically, the crank have a ring. See these bolt holes here? The ring bolts onto that. So I got mine soaking. I got it scrubbed down and soaking. So I gotta clean it up and wipe it off. Then when I put them on, I'm gonna tighten them and put Loctite. So make sure you put Loctite, cause if these come off, this ring will basically be spinning free. Car wouldn't start. So I just want to let you know about that, because you can put this crank in and get everything in and the car won't start. And then if you find out why and you find out you forgot to put this on, you basically gotta disassemble the whole bottom end and just to put this ring. You can't put it on with it being in the car, because when the crank goes in, there's no way to put the ring on when it's in. So yeah, just wanted to let you know, guys. Just wanted to let you guys know that way you don't forget. Alright guys, I went ahead and get the bearings in. I got some good assembly lube, this one here. So let's go ahead and get the crank in and the caps. Alright guys, we got the crank in, and the crank spins really smooth. When you use that assembly lube, it's kind of like thick and gooey. You can hear it like sticky. So spins free. So now I gotta torque it down. Make sure when you guys put this crank in, you put the caps in with the arrow facing the front. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number 3 is a little wider for the bearings on the side, so you can hold it in place. But yeah, crank spins good. Now I just gotta find the torque specs, and then we should be ready to go. So let's go. Alright guys, I went ahead and got the crank caps torqued down. Basically online said 22 pounds and then 120 degrees each. So I got it torqued down. Look, crank can spin easy. So yeah, now I gotta get the pistons pressing and the rods, get the rings installed. I was also checking the ring clearance. Gotta look up the specs for that. But I got one of the rings installed here. You can see right there. So crank is in. Just gotta get the pistons installed. Then I can put on that bottom piece there, and then put silicone, seal everything up. And then next will be the oil strainer, and then the oil pan cover at the bottom. So let me go ahead and get that the rings situated with the cylinders, and then it should be good. Alright guys, I remembered when I was rebuilding a D60 motor, basically when you have new pistons or rods, you can heat the rod up and then slide the pin in quick before it cools down. So I already got this one done. As you can see, it's in. So I just got 3 more to go, and then you just gotta make sure you put them in the right order. So I make sure the dot is facing this way, so this dot lines up with the dot which face forward in the basically the front of the engine. So see the dot right there in the piston. So we go like that. So I heat it up like this, then it's twisted and put it in. So you gotta make sure you get this pin in. So when it's time to push it, it goes in instead of this being jammed and then it's stuck halfway. So you don't want it to be stuck halfway. So let's go. See how I got it in? So this one, it'll come out a little, but it's fine. See that right there? That's the center, but that's fine. So you gotta make sure when you put it in, you squeeze both sides, and let's keep the rod center. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the rest of them, and then we should be good to go. So let's go. Well, the last one I failed, so I have to press this one in because I can't get it in anymore. It kind of jammed, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this one pressed in. So let's go. Alright guys, I got the last piston pressed in. You can see, when you press it, I use a piece of wood. I think I used this side. So it was hot already, so when you press it, it just went in easy. You just keep going slow till it's close to the flat surface, and then you're good to go. So these are all ready to go. Just got to oil up in between here and then put the rings, but I'm still doing the clearance. Top rings are 0.17, that's what I'm reading, so I'm checking online to see what's the clearance for a stock motor. So I gotta find it for the top and the second ring, and then each cylinder that I check, and make sure I keep the rings in that order. So whatever I did in this cylinder, and if I have to grind the rings, so you keep that in cylinder 1, then you move to 2, check that, 3, 4, and then you just put it back in order on the table, and then just put everything on the piston, get the bearings on, and then hit them in. So let's go ahead. Alright guys, I got the rings gap. The top ones I didn't cut because they're supposed to be point 0.15 to 30, and they're like 18, so just left those. But these were the same size as the first one, so these had 35 to 45 or something like that. I don't know, but I did 35, so 35, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So doors are good. Then when this motor braking, they'll open a little, which will still be in between spec, so these are ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and file the edges and make sure they're, don't have no lip on it, so it don't scratch the cylinder. So let me go ahead and file these, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the rings on, and then slap in the pistons, and then should be good from there. Alright guys, we're gonna try now to go ahead and oil up the pistons. I already got the bearings in, and yeah, ready to install them, so let's go. Alright guys, we got the pistons in, and everything stays good and nice. So now I can go ahead and put on the bottom half cover, but I gotta get off that gasket, and then yeah, once the bottom end is done, then next is the head, and then we should be good to go. So let's go. Alright guys, now we got the cover cleanup. Just gotta put some silicone and then slap it on. I got all the bolts there, so gotta torque down all the bolts in there, and then we should be good. So let's go. Alright guys, now we got the silicone on, so go ahead and put this on. Alright guys, we got the bottom cover on. I just gotta find the torque specs. So I got all the bolts in here on. And then there's one that goes here, so you can see all the silicone came out. So just gotta get these torqued down. Then I gotta get the gasket in here, and the basically the strainer that filters the oil goes here. Then I can put on the oil pan, and then I can flip it upside down and start at the top. So let me go ahead and find those torque specs and then get that in torqued down. Then also I put the seal on one time, that way I don't have to do it, you know, when I put in the motor in. So I put it on before I put the cover on, so that's in and secured. So yeah, just gotta get the torque specs, and then we should be good to go. So alright guys, I went ahead and finished it off camera. Got the rest of the oil pan on. Got the new crush washer in here for the drain bolt, so I can go ahead, put in the crank sensor. See the gear I was talking about? See the teats in there? If I didn't put that on, I would have to take apart everything again. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put on little stuff that I can put on, and then yeah, should be good to go. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.